Hello everyone, welcome back to Psychology Class for All. In today's class, we'll talk about something that every psychology student must understand, the common standard scores. These scores are essential for interpreting psychological test results and comparing performance across different tests. So, what are the standard scores? Let's begin with the basics. A standard score is a transformed score that tells us how far a person's score is from the mean in a standardized unit, usually based on Z scores. In other words, it helps us compare scores from different tests or different populations using a common scale. Let's take an example. A person scoring 110 on an IQ test and another scoring 70 on an anxiety scale. That can't be compared directly. But when converted to standard scores, we can see who stands relatively higher in their group. Now the question is, why do we need different types of standard scores? Different psychological tests use different types of standard scores, each with its own mean and standard deviations. These scales make interpretation simpler for test users and help to maintain consistency across different testing systems. Here we can see an example of three type of standard scores, and an assumed mean, their SD, and the example that which type of standard score is used for which type of test. Like Z score can be used in any test, T score can be used in personality test, and IQ scores can be used in intelligence testing. The Z score. The Z score is the foundation of all standard scores. It has a mean of 0 and standard deviation of 1. Each unit represents one standard deviation above or below the mean. For example, a Z score of +2 means the score is 2 standard deviation above average, quite rare and excellent. A Z score of -1 means 1 standard deviation below the mean, slightly below average. The T score. The T score is a very common standard score used in personality and clinical tests like the MMPI. It has a mean of 50 and a standard deviation of 10. We can convert a Z score into a T score using this formula. T is equal to 50 plus 10 into Z score. For example, if Z is +1, then T is equal to 50 plus 10 into 1 is equal to 60. And the other example is taking -1. Z score as -1, so the result will be 40. When T is equal to 50, T score is equal to 50, then it is interpreted as average. When T is 60, T score is 60, then it is interpreted as above average, and when T score is 40, then it is interpreted as below average. Now, IQ score. The IQ score is another standard score with a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15. It's used in intelligence tests like Stanford Binet and WAIS. The formula for IQ is 100 plus 15 into Z score. For example, if Z score is +2, then IQ is 130. that says superior intelligence. If Z score is -2, then IQ is below average or borderline range. The Stenine score. The Stenine score divides the entire distribution into 9 equal parts. The mean is 5 and the standard deviation is about 2. The score of 4, 5 and 6 are average. 1, 2, 3 are below average and 7, 8, 9 are above average. It's often used in educational testing because it's simple to interpret. Now, percentile ranks. Another way of expressing standard scores is percentile rank. A percentile rank tells us the percentage of people who scored below a particular score. For example, if you are at the 84th, as we can see in this image, if you are here on 84th percentile, you have scored higher than 85% of others in that group. Now to summarize this one, we can see or we can arrange all the information in this type of tabular format where first column talks about the type of the standard scores and the last column talks about the common use of these standard scores. So T score this is the base score of conversion. Z score is the base score of conversion. T score can be used or commonly used in personality test. IQ score commonly used in intelligence test. Stenine commonly used in the educational setting. Percentile that we have already discussed in our previous videos that is used for comparison with groups. So all of these score help psychologists to interpret test results objectively and fairly. So that's all for today's discussion on common standard scores. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Psychology Class for All for more simple explanations of psychology and statistics. Thank you.